Hi, I'm Robert, and I wanted to shoot a short video for you to let you know a little bit about some maintenance I did on my daughter's Volvo S70 lately. I try to maintain that car to keep it up and running. It has a motor in it that should last 500,000 miles. She currently has about 180,000 miles in it, and she's just crossed 3 states to go to enjoy her weekend. So she's very confident. I'm very confident in reliability of that car. These cars these days that are built after 95 will last 200,000 miles easy. Most of them will last 300,000 miles when properly maintained. Well, I just recently did a brake job on the car where I replaced the rotors. While I was replacing the rotors, I noticed that her brake lines on her car were starting to wear. I don't know if you can see this, but if you look closely, you can see when I bend this brake line, it has cracks in the rubber. Now, when you have cracks in the rubber of your brake line, there's only a matter of time before your braking system may cause this line to rupture. If it's bad on one side, it's likely bad on the other side. This particular car, the Volvo 850s, the Volvos, most front-wheel drive Volvos, these brake lines move and pivot with the suspension, which causes these hoses to wear and crack. Now, if you're in a situation that you have to brake hard a couple of times, and one of these lines rupture, spring a leak, that's going to put more pressure on your other side, which if it's cracked too, it may break and spring a leak as well. Then you'll have a catastrophic brake failure. So if you ever have a mechanic does your brake job and they call you up and say that your brake lines are bad, they're cracking, this is probably what they're talking about. And I promise you, you want to get that done and fixed as soon as you can. Now, I ordered brake lines from online, replaced those brake lines. These brake lines actually have a date on them. The date is July of 97. So these brake lines were made in July of 97, and this is now January 2013. Now, I replaced them last month, which was December 2012. So they lasted about 14, 15 years. Now, the chances of you putting new brake lines on and having to redo it again within the life of the car is very rare. Now, the rear brake lines in this car doesn't fluctuate and have this wear problem. So they didn't need to be replaced, but the front ones did. And I would imagine that's likely on a lot of front-wheel drive cars. So if the mechanic says, hey, your brake lines are bad, go ahead, spend the extra $100, $200 to get those brake lines repaired, replaced while they're doing the brake job, because you don't want this to turn into a catastrophic failure on you. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. By the way, after I replaced these brake lines with the new ones, the car actually seems to brake a lot better. You don't have to push on the pedal as hard to get the same braking force. So I imagine these lines were swelling a little bit under pressure as well. So there you have it. Replace the brake lines if the mechanic recommends it. And matter of fact, if you take your car in for a brake job, you can ask the mechanic to check the brake lines to make sure they're good if you have a car that's near 15 years old. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them here.